Coffee. Among the many socially accepted drugs, coffee has to be one of the largest and most impactful of our time. Statistics show that 3 out of 4 Americans drink coffee every single day, with 49% of people drinking 3 to 5 cups and 32% of people purchasing their coffee from a coffee shop multiple days a week. The coffee industry is currently valued at $495.5 billion, with the US being the number one coffee importer by a landslide. But why do we drink coffee? I'm pretty sure if you ask this question to multiple people, you'd probably get different answers. For some, it's the routine of getting up and making a warm cup in the morning. For others, it's the taste. And arguably for most, we feel tired. We need to pick me up, and coffee's our first choice. When I was younger, I didn't really consider myself a coffee drinker. I didn't drink it in high school or college, and although I did use the occasional pre-workout, which sometimes would contain larger amounts of caffeine, I never really found myself wanting a cup of coffee until a few years after I graduated. Then, out of nowhere, I suddenly found myself brewing a daily cup, much to my enjoyment. Now, I wouldn't say I'm addicted. I enjoy 1, sometimes 2, rarely 3 cups a day, and I still do occasionally have a pre-workout with some caffeine in it, but I have absolutely no problem taking a day or 2 off at a time, and besides the occasional headache, I really don't seem to get any withdrawal symptoms. But I have heard some crazy things from people who've taken some time off from caffeine, like the author Michael Pollan.
In a way, one of the most powerful drug experiences I've had in my life was the first cup of coffee after 3 months off. It was one of the hardest things I've done.
And so my interest has peaked, and so for the month of September, I'm going to see how my body responds by going 30 days without caffeine.
All right, it's officially day 2. Day 1 was a travel day. I was coming back from Colorado, so I had an 8-hour day between bus, a train, a plane, an Uber. I definitely had a headache. I definitely was more tired. I know it wasn't as bad as it could have been because I do detox from coffee every once in a while for like 2 to 3 days. But yeah, definitely felt it. I was very tired at the airport. I could barely keep my eyes open. Obviously, that could be mixed from the hike I did and from staying up all night and all that stuff, But now it's day 2. I definitely miss coffee. Like, I'm going to be doing some cleaning around the house. I'm going to be getting some stuff done here. And I do miss the feeling of having that. It's not even the cup because I had the cup of mushroom coffee and that didn't really fill the hole. I know it's like the physiological response to my body wanting caffeine. But it is 10:20 here. My energy's nothing crazy. It's not super low. It's not super high. It's just steady. My body schedule is definitely off from being in Colorado, and I was definitely to bed later and woke up later today. So as I get back into my normal routine of 5:30, 6 a.m. wake-ups and 9:30, 10 p.m. bedtime, it's going to be interesting to see how my energy responds. Yeah, I miss a cup of coffee. I would love to brew one right now, but I'm going to survive, and we'll keep this going. All right, it's day 11. Last week was wild. So I was in Colorado, and I did the hardest hike I've ever done. It was like 40-plus miles. It was extremely taxing on my nervous system. It was just a lot. And so when I got home, got back in my routine, the first 7 days back, I was absolutely wiped. Like, I've never been that tired, that low energy, that level of low motivation in my life ever. And for the first few days, I was just like, why is this happening? And I really think it's been detoxing from getting off of caffeine/coffee. I literally did not have any motivation. I did the bare minimum last week. I showed up to my calls. I got a little bit of work done here and there. I did the best that I could in my routine, but as far as like commitment to the process goes, there was basically none. I'm just here, day 11, and I'm just blown away at how much of an impact this has had on my body. Like, it's making me rethink everything I thought I knew about coffee and about caffeine. To me, coffee has always been something that's healthy. I wasn't overdoing it. I may have had a couple cups too many of coffee here and there. I may have had pre-workout a little bit later than normal, past that normal 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. cutoff that I usually have, but I have just been hit so hard. It's insane. So I'm monitoring my energy. I feel like I'm on the upswing. I'm back, but man, I'm learning a lot here, so we're going to keep it going and see what else comes up. All right, so we are 15 days into this challenge, and I just wanted to say I'm blown away. I entered this challenge, not going to lie, thinking it would be like a break. The last 8 months of the year pretty much have been challenges revolving exercise, so where it's been doing something every day. So I figured I would challenge myself by doing something that takes less work. That is just no caffeine, see how my body responds. Maybe I'll notice some small changes, maybe I won't, and then the month will be over. And I feel like I'm going through a massive identity shift throughout this. The experience of detoxing this and noticing the changes in my motivation, noticing the changes in my energy and my attitude has been so interesting and honestly a little mind-blowing. So I had a buddy, and he recommended this book called Caffeine Blues. This is a book published in 1998, and it's one of the only books apparently on the negative side of caffeine. You get a lot of books kind of digging into just what it does, not really talking much about how it can impact you, but this is really blowing my mind. Really blowing my mind. I pride myself, one of the things I like to focus on is to not be dependent on anything. Like, to not need anything. With fasting, I can go days without food and be okay. Anything else, I don't find myself addicted to any substances. Like, yeah, there's things I desire and would miss, but there's nothing that really is like an attachment of mine. And I'm realizing through this, like, caffeine was an attachment. It's so mind-blowing to me because I never thought that. I always thought it was a nice treat, but seeing how I've physiologically responded in such like a heavy way that I didn't expect, I'm just blown away. So we're 15 days in. We got 15 days left. I'm considering going longer. I don't think I'll ever give up caffeine for good, but I do think it's going to turn into something where it is just a treat for me. And it's not something I ever make at home unless I have a guest, but it's more something where if I'm going out to a coffee shop and enjoying myself once, twice a week, maybe even less, that I'll allow myself to do that. But seeing this is just like, it's crazy. I highly recommend this book if you're looking to dig into it. Just some of the stats I've read so far are insane. I'm going to see if I can include some of the big ones in this video. But yeah, I'm just blown away. I did not expect this. I expected this, like I said, to be just a very simple, easy month, maybe some energy issues, but I'm getting so much more, and I really feel like this is a pivotal moment in my life, as crazy as that sounds. Yeah, 15 days left. Let's go. This book is wild, man. One of the things I've learned is that with caffeine, it takes around 3 weeks for your stress hormones to re-regulate after you get off of it. And we are a little bit over 3 weeks, so it's September 25th. So very interesting. My energy has started to return, and I am feeling more like myself. I'm getting up in the morning, less tired. I don't feel as heavy. I'm not moving as slowly. So yeah, just super interesting. I honestly think I'm going to go a little bit longer than the end of the month. We'll see. I'm going to Colombia October 3rd, and I would love some Colombian coffee, but it's going to be in moderation, going to be very intentional. All right, let's go. It's September 29th, which means we are approximately 2 days from the end of this challenge. And it also means it's National Coffee Day. And I'm not having any coffee. I've been really sitting into this, so my energy levels feel like they have leveled out a lot more. I've been feeling a lot better, but I really do miss coffee. And my amazing employee, Amy, she gifted me this cacao coffee. It is a blend that's used the same way as coffee beans. So they're ground up and you actually go through the entire brewing process. So not only do you get a flavorful drink, but you also get the experience of brewing the coffee, which I feel like is half of the fun. So I haven't tried it yet. I'm in a fast right now. I'm going to use it at the end of the fast. It's 99.9% caffeine free, so almost no caffeine. So I definitely am excited to test it out. But I think with where I'm at, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use that for the majority of the time, assuming that I like it, which I can't see myself not liking it. And then I will most likely keep my coffee consumption to when I go out to work at a coffee shop, which is typically like once a week. And then any potential, going out with friends, going out with dates, anything like that. So it's kind of where I'm at. I will not be going the full 60 days as the book recommended to get the full effects of not being on caffeine. But I definitely feel like I'm at a good starting point right now, and we're going to move from there. So we'll see. All right. So it's been about 4 months since we did this caffeine challenge. I was, as you could probably tell, blown away by how lack of caffeine impacted my body. It definitely was an extremely eye-opening experience, and I'm glad I did it. But now that the challenge is passed, where am I currently at with caffeine, and what other changes have I noticed? So first of all, as far as where I'm at, right now I'm probably having 2 to 3 cups of coffee a week. So my main times to have coffee are when I go to a coffee shop, if I go out to a restaurant, and then occasionally I'll do a home brew. The other days when I'm not having coffee, I either have the cacao brew, or I've been leaning more into a herbal coffee company called Ticino. Ticino is a coffee alternative that doesn't have any caffeine. They use different grains and they use organic flavorings to make a cup taste very similar to a cup of coffee. Now, is it the exact same? Of course not, but I have found that it's been a really awesome alternative for when I'm getting work done in the morning or just when I want to enjoy a cup without actually having the caffeine. Based off of where I'm at and the time past, my goal is to keep this schedule. Right now, I don't ever plan on giving up coffee completely, but I never want to
to get back to the point where I'm completely reliant on it. But I feel like this is a good balance to not completely cut it out of my life, to still be able to enjoy a cup or two, but to allow my body plenty of time to detox. This was a fun one. I would love if you could leave me a comment below. Do you currently drink coffee? If you do, how many cups a day? But I got more challenges on the way, so make sure if you are not subscribed to the channel that you hit that subscribe button. I also want to invite you to check the link in the description down below for our common kitchen upgrades document. This is completely free to you, and it's going to lay out 15 simple swaps that you can make in your kitchen that will not only increase your energy and improve your digestion and reduce any bloating, but will also help you lose weight. But besides that, thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. And of course, as always, make sure to eat smart, move more, sleep deep, and be grateful for this moment. I'll see you in the next video.